It certainly is a pleasure to present this program to you today. The Chamber is successful because of the valuable partnerships we have with different groups and organizations in our community. The strength of the Chamber lies in the quality of our members and our desire to partner and grow the community with all the city stakeholders. We appreciate all that these great business and community leaders do to make our Chamber successful and our community thrive. For many years, the Chamber and the city have shared a common goal of promoting the community and building a business-friendly environment. Together, we have worked to get our businesses and our economy back up and running and ensure that Whittier remains a safe community in which to live and work. Today, we continue to be a valuable resource to our community, assisting businesses to successfully regain their market share through marketing and educational workshops. Because of our credible voice and solid reputation, the Whittier Chamber is uniquely positioned to be a tremendous resource all year long.
I won't go off script too much, but I want to give a round of applause and say thank you to Shannon for stepping up to be our interim president. Thank you. As we look forward to the future, the Whittier Chamber will continue to effectively support our members through referrals, expert advice, workshops, seminars, activities to build your network of peers and mentors and community events. The Chamber will also advocate aggressively on behalf of the business interests and our economy. Our advocacy on behalf of the members ensures that the needs and wants of Whittier businesses are being shared with you, the important decision makers. We look out for you 24/7 so you can work on your businesses while we advocate for your rights for our community. It's worth repeating that the Chamber is a sum of 630 of our members. That strength makes your Chamber the single most powerful voice in the business community. No other group can advocate for your business or organization in this area like the Whittier Chamber of Commerce can. As we look forward to the rest of the year and beyond, we are excited and optimistic about the many development opportunities going on in the Whittier Chamber and the information and programs that we'll be bringing to you for business economic outlook. Again, on behalf of the Chamber of Directors, we thank you for coming today. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our mayor, Joe Vinatieri.
So good morning, everyone. Oh, we can do better than that. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. It's an honor to be your mayor and give you a couple of remarks here. And I'll also say thank you to the Chamber of Commerce. I know we do this every year, but this is really an important event to bring everyone together. And thanks to all the business owners here in Whittier, the community representatives, different organizations, residents who are all with us this morning as we come together. I want to just talk about a couple things that I think are important for us as a community to keep in mind and as we're all here together, because we all love Whittier. And we all are here for Whittier and Whittier's people. I know that the Green and Leaf Promenade project has sparked a lot of emotion and passionate conversations over the past few months. And I want to remind you that our city is not defined by one project alone. We're a community that's made up of hundreds of dedicated business owners, residents, all of whom are committed to making Whittier the best place Southern California to raise a family, to start a business. And there's always much to celebrate. We're going to hear a little bit about that today. But we got to continue to support each other and focus on positive and constructive dialogue as we're making decisions. The best change and progress are born from differences of opinion. But it's important that we set an example of meeting each other with mutual respect. I'm going to say that again, mutual respect. Personal attacks are not the Whittier way. I'm going to say it again, personal attacks are not the Whittier way. It's important to remember that we're all on the same team here. And that's the Whittier team. The Whittier team. And we work together. We work towards common goals, our high quality of life, ensuring a strong local economy. And when we work together and we have of one mind, even though we're going to have differences of opinion, we will achieve much. It's very, very important that we look at it from the big picture perspective. Today, we're talking about the Chamber and some of the things that are going on in Whittier, and I'm glad that the city is a close partner with the Chamber. And we got two things that I've talked to Shannon about that I want to make it happen. We have never had a tourism council, a tourism promotion for Whittier. Some of you know that I've been at a couple events now, sister city events. Our sister city in China is Changshu. I was invited by the local consulate general to a large event just last week. Whittier is on China's radar for tourism. And they're very excited. They're very excited to come to Whittier because of the Richard Nixon connection and the Whittier College connection. And one of the things that I've talked to them about is bringing students over from China. And there used to be a very robust program with those at Whittier College. We're going to try to reinstitute that again. So we're going to be pushing some tourism here. We've never really done that before, and I'm proud to say it. The Chamber is going to be a big, big part of that. There's something else that I want to see us doing again. I want to bring back our Business of the Month recognition program that we did a number of years ago, where we take different businesses in Whittier that employ employees, that we recognize them. They bring revenue into the city. Large businesses, small businesses, and once a month, we're going to recognize the great businesses here in Whittier. And I'm excited about that because, as we all know, in Whittier, if you build it, Whittier people will come. And that's how it works. People are very loyal here. So one of the other things that I want to talk about this morning is something that's very, very important. And I don't think, how should I say this? I think some of us are too close to the forest to see the good trees we have here. I just came back from Texas last night. In Texas, it was interesting I went to a couple of the smaller towns and just looked around. I saw their main street, their uptown area. We have some things going here that are not felt in other places in Southern California. And we have some great things that we need to take pride in. And one of those is our school systems. I think it's out there, but everyone, I want to take a moment to celebrate Wallen Andrews School in the Whittier City School District. Guys, they were named a National Blue Ribbon School by the U.S. Department of Education. They're one of only 300, listen to this, one of only 356 schools in all of the United States of America to receive that award. So I want Brad, you're over here. You guys, you know Brad Mason, he's the superintendent. Rick, and everyone else on the school board there. Principal Heidi Magana, where's Heidi? He's right over here. Guys, stand up. Stand up. All of you from the district, stand up. All of you. Thank you. Stay standing because I want all the other teachers, educators in the room to stand up, and let's give them a round of applause. All of them. Back there. You can't make Whittier the best place in Southern California to raise a family unless you got great schools. So here we have Whittier City School District this year. Last year we had East Whittier. We had 2 schools in East Whittier get the same designation. Last year, I've asked Brad to check, but last year East Whittier City School District, 2 of the schools were named National Blue Ribbon. There were only 10 schools in all of LA County, and Whittier had 2. This year, we're going to find out for sure, but we've got at least 1. You know how big that is? So don't talk to me about going to Irvine or I'm going off. I got to stop this. So I just want to say thank you. I got some other things. I'm going a little bit long here, so I'm gonna cut these items out. But I want to make sure we celebrate the good things. We don't know how special we are, everyone, and we're special because everyone here is committed to making this place one of the best places in SoCal to raise a family, like I said. So I just want to say thank you to the Chamber, and I want everyone to know that the city is very, very committed to making sure that our businesses not survive, but they thrive, and we move forward. So all I can tell you is, everyone, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Whittier's on the move. You're going to hear more, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brian. Nice to meet you. I'll remember that, Mr. Mayor. So good morning. Let's wake up. Wake up. Whoa, whoa. So, again, thank you very much to the Chamber for allowing us to share some very exciting information with you this morning. I did want to thank the Chamber, the best chamber in the nation, right? Can we agree to that? Now led by Gimbal, we're in good hands and very, very much so looking forward. You want me to put this on? What's that? Oh, we're good, okay. I was supposed to put this lapel pin on here, but I didn't want to look like a diva and hang that on myself, so we're good. All right, but again, thank you, Shannon, Chamber Board. Looking forward to a fantastic year and a fantastic future for Whittier. Oh, it worked. Okay, so this, of course, does not happen without the support of the Whittier City Council, my bosses, who always make the needs of businesses big and small in town a priority. Can I have, so clap, please. My evaluation is up next week, so I want to make sure that we acknowledge my bosses. Second, can I have all the men and women who work for the city of Whittier please stand? Everybody, please stand. It is this team and those that support them who keep Whittier incredible. First. Second, who's at City Hall? Everybody's here. No one else, is anybody watching the counters or anything at City Hall? Okay. And of course, thank you again to the Chamber members. Yeah, Trina. Trina's on vacation. She's in Banff, by the way, for her 60th. Yeah, I talked to her this morning. She's having a great time. I hope she comes back. And of course, thank you to the Chamber of Commerce members, business leaders, and community partners for creating and maintaining a thriving business community in Whittier. We could not do without your support and faith in our town. So, it's been 5 years for me here this December. Yeah, I know. But there's booze out there too. There's a lot of booze, I get it. But it's been 5 years. I don't know about you, but it seems so long ago that we were wearing masks and trying to figure out how to keep our businesses open during COVID. It was a scary time, and I think thanks to all of you in this room and all of our business community, we persevered, and we've learned lessons that we will remember forever. So I have 53 slides, by the way, so get some coffee, enjoy yourselves, Mark, all the school superintendents, this is a payback for all the times you make me sleep through your things. So what was born out of that time was Whittier's economic vision with a focus always on business attraction and retention. I'll talk to you more about this later. Developing our workforce, mixed-use development opportunities, being more collaborative with our community, and of course, all of this helped to enhance the quality of life here in the city of Whittier. So this is obvious to many of us in this room. But for those of you who wonder why Whittier, I'm going to tell you why Whittier. A few years ago, the City Council established 5 strategic goals that govern what we do here every day. One of those goals is a strong economic base. This is where the City Council has doubled down and put several programs in place, as well as authorize the hiring of new staff to help business succeed and grow in Whittier. I'll share more about these initiatives in a bit. Our goal is always to provide the latest and most innovative business-friendly policies and services available. I will say we are not perfect. How many of you have had a less than desirable interaction with us at City Hall over business licensing or anything like that? Yeah, you can't raise your hand. There's a council member tried to raise his hand. So, nobody in the room? Then we're doing, whoa, Glenn McClure, please put your hand down. We saw you on Tuesday night, Glenn. Okay, so I say all this jokingly, and that is we always strive to do our best. We will make mistakes, but we learn from our mistakes, and we promise, and you have our commitment that we will change our policies, procedures, and how we do things to make things easier for the business community always. We have incredible collaborative partnerships with so many local and regional organizations to help Whittier businesses. Again, I'll share some more about that later. There's so many things that make Whittier unique. We have a diverse mixture of chain businesses. I don't have to say this to all of you in this room. We have a mixture of chain businesses and commercial centers, which interact seamlessly with our small niche businesses in this community. And as you know, and can attest to, all of you Whittierites in this room, the mayor says this all the time, that the sense of loyalty and dedication to supporting your businesses is second to none. I've worked for several different communities, and we can all agree, right? Getting to Whittier is difficult to do. If you're coming off the freeways, it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes either way, right? So the fact that you folks stay in town when you have La Habra, no offense, sir, next door to you in Orange County, that, where it's, sales taxes are a little cheaper, a little cheaper. But you gotta go to La Habra. Stay in Whittier, go Whittier. So, I think it's a testament to you all for your loyalty in keeping your business here local. So thank you for that. We love Whittier too. I know, we do too. As you know, every penny we spend locally at our small businesses goes directly to help those families who own those businesses put food on the table, books and backpacks, shoes on feet, and the list goes on and on. So shop local, please continue to. Again, I'll go through these quickly. I do really have 53 slides, so I will go through these quickly. We have 750 new businesses since 2021. Our unemployment rate consistently has remained lower than the county average. Thanks to all of you that supported Measure W. It's $14 million annually to the general fund to support Whittier Police Department. Let's give a big round of applause for Whittier Police Department. Got the chief there, Kathy. Two gentlemen in the back that make it happen and keep us safe every day. Thank you, gentlemen. Also goes to fixing infrastructure, the best public works department in the nation, enhancing the business environment, quality of life in Whittier. Did you know that Whittier's strategic location, as I just discussed, is a benefit to attracting businesses in town? I know we talk about it being difficult to get to Whittier from basically anywhere. That actually helps us when we're looking at businesses wanting to come to Whittier. I know that seems odd, but it's true. And so when we're talking to retailers and developers that want to do business in town, our location is very strategic. It serves a region that is difficult to get to. And so we capitalize on that every day. And so I'll share more about that with the good work that Ben and Werner do for us. Finally, did you know that we were named the most business-friendly city in the county? Did you guys know that? Twice. So we're going to apply again. We'll see how that goes. But there's lots of things that we're going to share with you today that will make things obvious why we should be acknowledged again. We streamlined our permitting and business licensing processes. And we've added a full-time economic development staff with a focus on business growth, retention, and investment. We have welcomed 300 of those 750 businesses, 372 since we did this last year. That does not happen magically. There's so much hard work that goes into growing our business base, and by that much in a year. And it's not a pat on the back to the city, it's a pat on the back to all of you in this room. I can't stress how much that economic development isn't just the city, isn't just the Chamber of Commerce. It's every department in the city, from the police department, public works, parks and recreation, the library, the clerk, finance, everybody. Mary Rama's calling me. Is she here, Mary? No? Oh, that's probably what she's calling me. So it's all of us in this room that make this community incredible, that drive businesses to Whittier. So thank you all for that. I did want to shout out Councilman Jim Gomez and Fred Zarmino, you see in this picture, from Senator Archuleta's office, for always attending our ribbon cuttings. Thank you very much. As most of you in this room have heard, the economy is correcting itself, as it should be. Otherwise, many of our youngsters in this room, our kids, our grandkids, they're never going to be able to buy a house in Whittier. I think we're starting to see that now. We've been seeing that over the past several years. And so, with this correction comes challenges. Things we can't change at the global level: supply chain disruptions, inflation, and labor market shifts. So again, it's so important to buy local and keep your dollars in Whittier. Regulatory changes, as we've seen in other communities and in the county, policymakers have affected local economies in drastic ways. You will not see this in Whittier. For example, the City Council has never contemplated meddling in private businesses, dealings like minimum wage increases. Now, as all of you know in this room, just that move has caused so many businesses to leave those communities, to leave the county, to leave the state, because it's becoming increasingly expensive to do business in California. So you don't see that here. Environmental requirements and zoning considerations by the Whittier City Council have always had local businesses' best interest in mind, even in a time when the state of California has made that difficult to do. We also concerned about significant rise in e-commerce. How many shop at Amazon? Oh, come on. There's way more of you that are not telling the truth by not raising your hand. I would say 90% of us have shopped at Amazon in this room, right? Maybe the mayor has not shopped at Amazon. Maybe, but the rest of us have. Well, it's okay because my wife's done enough for all of us. So we are worried or concerned about e-commerce, and as you know, Amazon's changed the world forever, good in some ways and bad in others. Good, as it's created a simplistic way to purchase goods, services, or goods. They get to you quickly without having to drive far or short distances. We live in a time of instant gratification, and Amazon has mastered that world. Bad, bricks and mortar stores are suffering. You're seeing through most communities, not in Whittier, interestingly enough, that there is much space available signs, tons of space available signs over storefronts. Again, not so much in Whittier, and that's because of your investment in this community and your loyalty to keeping our businesses open. As we discussed earlier, we've seen our businesses thrive post-pandemic, and again, hats off to the businesses. You've adapted to a new way of doing business, and your resiliency is paying off. So how does all of this affect Whittier's economic outlook? Good. We have found this, we have several business sectors experiencing measurable growth in Whittier. Retail, despite the Amazon effect. Healthcare, I'll share more with you about that later. And as you know, we have two regional hospitals. Amazon Fresh and Amazon Go are great examples of when technology meets retail. How many of you guys have been in the Amazon Go and Fresh stores? It's crazy, right? You walk in there and you fill up your basket and you walk right out. Amazing technology. And they always seem to get it right. So what's the city doing to help with Whittier's economy going forward? The City Council just approved a new general plan and zoning code to attract new businesses and help existing ones grow. The general plan, for everybody in this room, I know this is geeking out on city stuff. When was the general plan last updated? When Ben was born in 1993, that's when we last did the general plan. And so it is a foundational, transformational document that is updated every 30 years. And so it's the first one I've done here and the first one in my career in over nearly 28 years. So hats off to the council. That was a big undertaking. Followed shortly behind there was a zoning code. I'll share some of that information with you later. We've created different zones, again, to cluster businesses, like businesses, and to help attract new businesses and grow others. So it's been quite an undertaking. The City Council continues to facilitate appropriate and reasonable, I say this, reasonable and appropriate new housing projects, okay? Because all of us in this room know and can appreciate the more rooftops we have in Whittier, the more patrons for your business, right? The more rooftops, the more patrons. They're directly related. We may not agree, but that's just what it is. And so it doesn't help that the state has required us to build 3,439 units over the next 8 years. So we're attempting to accommodate that in how we do things every day. I talked a little bit about our economic development staff. Again, the council doubled down on its commitment by authorizing the hiring of a new economic development and housing manager. Werner, step up, stand up, please. I'm just kidding, Werner. He's like the nicest guy. The nicest guy. We were very fortunate to be able to promote him. Werner was a longtime employee, and he lives just on the outside of Whittier. We won't hold that against him. Maybe we'll incorporate that area someday from the county. Sorry, Ivan. So if you or any of your business, any business in town needs help with city rules, regulations, Werner's your guy. We, of course, will continue our active participation and support Chamber of Commerce, all of you, Uptown Association and Probin Association. I just want to share how impactful, Werner works for Ben in community development, how impactful his hiring has already been. So how many of you know and realize that we lost big lots in the 99-cent store? So we've already reached out to the property owners and those developers and property managers to help find homes for new businesses to come into Whittier. We will continue to do that. How many of you have had Pizza Mania before? Yeah, I know, it's sad. So if you didn't know, there was a fire at Pizza Mania. That night, or shortly thereafter, maybe the Monday after, we contacted the Pizza Mania folks and found out what their needs were and found a couple of spots for them in Whittier. And so we're hoping that they work out while their new building is being built. Quite frankly, for me, I hope that they never go back to where they were. Again, no offense to the county of Los Angeles, but their processes are a little more difficult than ours. But Ivan's gonna fix that. All right, so in addition to our economic development team, we have streamlined our permitting processes so that many applications can be submitted online. We work directly with other jurisdictions who are involved in our permitting processes like LA County Fire and our other local utilities. I would ask everybody in this room, please, 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 when you are attempting to do something to your business, please go to the fire department first. Go to the fire department first. Time and time again, we go down our process. We changed our process because of this. You get to the end, you go to get the fire department approval, and this is not a shot at the fire department, they just have their own set of rules. And they change often, and so we're trying to always figure out what they are. But for us, we've changed our process to send you there first, especially for building projects. And for those of you who live in Whittier that want to do a patio cover, a room addition, any of those things, go to the county first. Let's see, we've also created a new business license team. Okay, by show of hands, how many of you have businesses in the city of Whittier proper in the room? Great. How many of you have a business license? Great. How many of you don't? Oh no, I know some of you don't. So the business license police will be visiting you shortly. I kid. But having a consistent business licensing program, including annual inspections, is very important. We haven't had that in a while. We've had difficult budgetary times, but the council authorized a business license inspector position, which we filled. And so we use that data to help with trending and to help identify targeted areas for economic development support. It is also an opportunity for businesses to share your thoughts and concerns with our staff who will be visiting you every year so that we can do a better job in supporting you. So instead of you having to close your shop and come into this in City Hall to express your concerns, we will have a staff member out there visiting you, and so then you can share your concerns with her. Her name is Gina Steele. Oh, so one more thing. So like we talked about partnerships, it's not just the city. We also have incredible relationships with the Small Business Administration, LAEDC, Small Business, SBDC, Tri-Cities ROP. How many more acronyms can we have here, right? And America's Job Center for Economic Development Support. So if you need small business loan, need help with supporting or growing your workforce, or developing a business plan, please contact Werner again. It's going to be very busy, and our economic development team will connect with you, will connect you with the right resources. So I did want to share with you some exciting technological improvements we are going to make to our website. When is that coming, Rigo? Rigo's our IT director too.
January.
In January 2025, right? Okay. Sometimes they say January and they never say the year, so it's like, oh, you know, I didn't say 25. Anyway, so we're going to hold them to it, 25. So if you didn't and weren't already aware, when you go onto any government website, especially the city of Whittier, and we're no different from anybody else, you type in, what was the first question? It was, how do you get a business license appropriate for this room? And what comes up is this. Just a mishmash of links and other web pages on our website that make no sense to anybody, even us. And so we've been trying to bridge that gap for many, many months. And so finally what we've done is we've partnered with a software company to simplify this process. So, what does that say? It says, how to get a business license. So now this is what will come up on our website. The exact process to get a business license. It's not just for that. This is, which is that one, Whittier? Or Riggs, what's that one say?
If my property is zoned, how do I change it?
If my property is zoned, how do I change it? This is that process on our website. Instead of linking you to everything with property and zoning, all the key words, it tells you exactly what it is that you have to do. Let's see, what does that one say? Let me get over here. Oh, so this is if you want to find out if somebody's doing a business in the city of Whittier. So we ran a company called Sunrun. It's a solar company. And so these are all the addresses where they have open permits. That you'll be able to do that. Hold on a second. So it's not just this, right? You can also ask, you'll be able to ask other questions. Okay? So we thought it would be interesting to see what the website says about mayor. You ready, Mayor? Okay.
I didn't do it.
Does Mayor Joe actually run on the Greenway Trail? Let's see what it has to say. Let's see. It has to think about it. While Mayor Joe has claimed to be an avid Greenway Trail runner, his pace is best described as a slow walk. Is that true?
That's wrong.
So, you know what they say, whatever's on the internet, it's always true, never lies. Let me talk to you guys a little bit about the projects we have going on in town. First, you'll see a lot of familiar projects, and that's because these things take a long time. We've only been working on the Groves for 20 years. You guys started 20 years ago, and we're still not finished. We're close, but we're still not finished. So, these are some projects, driving growth in Uptown, the Greenleaf Promenade. No oohs, no. It's okay. We've only met on it like 450 times. It's okay. So we are the construction documents are being prepared. We'll probably have something back in front of the city council January, February of next year for consideration, meaning to go out to bid and to get a good cost estimate for the project. The former Alpha Beta. This is another housing project, but this is controlled by the city. So you guys all know where the former Alpha Beta site is, right? So this has now been pushed to the forefront of our priority list for a couple of reasons. Number one, rooftops help. So it's 350 or so units. The bulk of those for sale units will be built on the Alpha Beta site. About 130 units will be truly affordable. And that's a testament to the city council for, again, doubling down on affordable housing, because we all know that it's very difficult to find affordable rent and to forget about buying someplace in Whittier. So there'll be for sale options too. first-time home buyer, and then affordable rental projects. And when we say affordable, some of that's sort of like, it's like governmental language, but these will be truly affordable, and they'll be tied to county median incomes and things like that. So you could probably get a place, I'm not gonna put you on the spot, Ben, but a one bedroom, you know, $1,200 bucks, $1,300. Yeah, no, I mean, if you just, I'll show you some of these other projects. They're one bedroom studios are going for like $2,800. So truly affordable and much needed in our community. What's that? No, we don't need a property manager. Shameless plug. Okay, so the Bright Motel. How many of you stayed at the Bright Motel recently? Yeah. I wouldn't do it if I were you. So the Bright Motel, the city council bought the Bright Motel. And so what's going to happen? We are going to, it's now going to be the residence for the city council. We're going to rehab it, and they're going to live together. No, the plan there is to demolish the Bright Motel and to add more parking, much needed parking to Uptown. Yes. So as you know, the council is also taking parking in Uptown and all over town for that matter seriously. And so by purchasing the Bright Motel, we now own the entire block from Philly all the way to Wardman. That is a huge deal. And so at some point, well, in the very near future, this will be demolished and we're going to do some at-grade parking, but we will then redevelop it, or I guess repave and do a completely new parking lot. That would add, this is going to add 40 or 50 spaces, but in total, I think we're looking at 100 or so when we do the whole lot. More than 100 added when we do all the lots, because you know they're bifurcated and through all these because we picked up the pieces over time. So it will be one parking lot. We're going to add probably 100 plus spaces to Uptown. The Citrus Packing House, just on the outskirts of Uptown, we like to call Uptown to the west. So that will be a food hall, much like the Rodeo 72 project right across the street. We showed you this picture here because the developer has really invested into the project in the community. That roof is $1 million+. So he is very dedicated to redeveloping that project. We've been in it a couple different times, and it's like Tetris. So he has to, because it's still an active business there, and so he's moving these tenants around while they do these portions of the work. It's really crazy how he's been able to do that. I will say that we had a conversation with him. And we were talking about a use that I think everybody in this nostalgic-wise can appreciate. And so I'm not at liberty to say who it is, Skateland, but if you remember Skateland, four-wheel roller skating, I think Mark Patterson does that on the weekends. So four-wheel skating is big again. And so they're looking at doing a skating rink. In the facility, yeah. So really excited. Of course, the growth. So these are our major centers, and there's a couple of manufacturing projects I'd like to share with you. So the groves. This is the Rodeo 72 project I was talking about. On the left there is an actual picture. On the right is what it was proposed to look like. As you can see, other than the landscaping, it looks just like what they had planned for it to be. I will tell you, we have a top-notch developer, commercial developer doing the project, and so the plan there is to have the groves, the packing house open.
He hopes the fall.
In the fall of this year. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So probably early next year. So there's lots of work to be done there, but like 16 new tenants, a brewery, some really niche restaurants. Really exciting time. The Quad, as you know, Burlington Coat Factory, if you didn't know, is going out of business. They'll be out of there this month, right? In September, yes. So that building is connected to another building, so it's about 80,000 square feet. will be available. So we're working closely with them to try to help them get a spot there and to potentially redevelop that side of the center. How many of you have been into that parking structure? Yeah, it's not a good situation, and so we're trying to fix that as well. The Whitwood, so we're still processing the project. Lots of residential, some entertainment space, a movie theater. This is probably 6 to 8 months before we have something in front of the Planning Commission at its earliest. We're still going through it. We are working closely with Kimco on commercial tenants as well. That information I truly can't share, but exciting times. Hopefully next year we'll be able to teaser, right? For next year, we'll be able to share that with you. You guys all remember the former Leggett and Platt building on the boulevard next to Hurley? Well, it used to be Hurley. And you can see it's been demolished. Nobody's building manufacturing buildings right now. Everybody's building distribution because of Amazon, but nobody's building manufacturing. We had a developer come in and go through our entitlement process to build a 295,000 square foot manufacturing building. It's going to bring like 400 jobs to Whittier. Amazing. It just doesn't happen in today's time, and again, a testament to this community and its desirability. That's going to be finished when?
They're grading it right now, and they're getting ready to pull the building permit.
Yeah.
And complete it.
So they're grading it now. Fall, yeah. So they're January. So they're grading now. They ran into some environmental issues, and so you saw those big piles there for several months. That was because they ran into some environmental issues, but they're on their way now. A couple of smaller projects. The building there on Lucerna. It's going to be where there's the credit union. This is going to be a poached. You guys have heard of the Poach, the breakfast spot? So he's in the process of redeveloping that. The Office Depot site will be a car wash, and he has another tenant engaged. We just don't know who that is yet. Quickly, I know we're getting long-winded here, so I'll go through these quickly. Rooftops in Whittier again. Rooftops bring patrons. 913 or so units, new units here in the past 3 or 4 years. I'll go through these quickly. Lyric, the former Blue Hills, they're beautiful, probably all sold at this point. All of our projects housing projects that are being built are far out front from their project schedules, and so that's, again, the desirability of this town. Sierra Apartments, right there on the Greenway Trail by the car wash there at 5 Points. Fantastic project. I think we had a staff member look into that. One bedroom was like $2,800. Crazy. But it's tons of amenities, opens right up on the Greenway Trail. You can watch your car get washed. Amazing. Citra is on Floral, right? This is some surplus church property. We're seeing that a lot. Unfortunately, however you view that, church is declining. And so what they have is a bunch of extra space, and so we're seeing it all over town, not just in Whittier, but all over Southern California. That was what happened here. It's 25 units. They're beautiful, for sale. The Groves, I know I need to talk to you about the Groves. It's 750 units, about 500 or so for sale, and 250 apartments. All have sold and resold potentially, 1 or 2 times. Centro, this was a controversial project some time ago. This is at the former Marie Callender's on Lucerna and Janine, and it's an unbelievable project. It came out exactly as it was proposed and presented to the city council. So they're building gangbusters there, and they should be finished with this project probably in the next 6 months. This is a new one. This is the Comstock. If you recall, last year, there was a housing project proposed at the southwest corner of Philadelphia and Comstock. It's where the old bank. It was a pharmacy. Was it a pharmacy? After. It was a bank and a pharmacy. It was originally intended to be 51 apartment units. The financing for apartments is dried up. It's gone, and so. What you can get financed for today are for sale units, and so it's went from 51 units to 24, and that is what it's going to look like there on the corner. So something different, a little bit more modern looking, but yet traditional in a lot of ways. So very excited about that. Again, 24 new families in Uptown to shop and eat, work, and play. Exciting. Along with all of this, all the new projects, one of the questions we get is, can our infrastructure support all this new growth? And the answer to the question is, Kyle? Yes. And so thanks to Kyle and his team, we are working on water projects, sewer upgrades. We have a guardrail project up in the north end of town, sidewalks, paving projects. We can share all that with you on our website. If you're interested in water and sewer, we have a rate study before the City Council on November 12th at 6:30. So if you'd like to chime in, please visit our website. I talked a little bit about zoning. So this is the entire city here, and as you can see, the vast majority of it is that sort of pale yellow, single family. None of that's changed. We were required to create a capacity for 3,439 units, and so most of that happened along the boulevard. We created 5 new zones, several mixed-use zones that allow for housing, maximum flexibility, housing and commercial. And then we've got clusters of, if you see the light blue on the left there, that is in and around our hospitals, PIH and Kaiser. That is now all medically zoned, and so really put in place so that you can, all the support for medical office buildings and all those things can very easily be entitled in those areas. It's happening now, so we said we might as well do that and facilitate that growth. Again, council direction. Also, a new zone, it's called innovation, and that's the lighter purple. It's kind of tough to see, I apologize for this map, but it's generally in the just north of the medical zone, and that's really geared towards R&D and those types of technologically based uses, and that's really sort of mirroring what is out there now and helping those kinds of businesses grow. So exciting times. Again, zoning code. We've not done a comprehensive zoning code update with the general plan, probably, right? Yeah. Yep. Of course, there are many other departments, as it relates to supporting you all and the community. Parks and Recreation, I'll go through some projects. Library services, very busy. Of course, our police department, again, partnering with all of you, our ambassadors in Uptown. CityNet, you guys all know CityNet, I'll share more about that later. CityNet is our contract arm for outreach for our homeless individuals. Let's talk a little about what we're working on in the future. So this is First Avenue on the east end of town. Do we all know where this is? Just north of the Greenway Trail. So the city, in a time, nobody's adding park space to their communities, and they're just not doing that, right? The council has done it multiple times recently. First, we bought this 2-acre piece of property on First Avenue. I don't know if many of you recall, there was a housing project proposed there. There was also a mini storage project proposed there. Those didn't work out. City Council stepped up and purchased this property. It's just north of the Greenway Trail at the very east end of town. So that'll be new park space going through that. Parnell Park. Senator Archuleta, thank you very much. $5 million grant to the city. This is going to be a $17 million project, as you can see here. Lots of information about this on the website, but new soccer fields, play spaces for kids, a new band shell for concerts in the park. We are, new playground, new splash pad for the kids. The zoo, how many of you love the zoo? Been to the zoo with your kids, grandkids? The zoo's getting a much bigger footprint. We're working closely with the LA County Zoo, and we have lion now, and a giraffe. We have, that little hippo that's really viral on TikTok or whatever that is. He's coming, she's coming, so. I kid, but it's getting a much bigger footprint, and it's gonna be amazing. Relinquishment, let me talk to you a little bit about this. And so I don't know how many of you heard that the city is moving down a path of relinquishment, of annexing several unincorporated county islands that have just been unincorporated, islands for the history, right, for years and eons and eons. So as you can see in this map here, the city of Whittier proper is in that purple to the north. To the south is county unincorporated. And so all the salmon colored areas, if you will, those are what will be potentially incorporated into the city. Why may you ask why we're doing this? Two things. Number one, if you didn't know, Whittier Boulevard is owned by Caltrans currently. How many of you drove through down 5 Points, near 5 Points yesterday in the afternoon? Was it a nightmare? Right, it was a nightmare. You know why that is? Because Caltrans owns that intersection. And I'm not bad mouthing Caltrans. There was an issue with the signalization, and we can't touch those because they're owned by Caltrans, and so they need to go out there and fix that. If it were our guys, gals, quickly. So all that being said, we're going through this process where we're going to relinquish all of Whittier Boulevard from Caltrans. Okay. So what does that mean? That means that we will now own it. We'll control potholes. We'll control light timing. We'll control lighting. Everything. Again, bold move by the city council. But to do that, we had to incorporate these unincorporated islands into the city. Because when you go to relinquish a street, this is Public Works geeking out, but when you go to relinquish a street, the Caltrans will not relinquish it to two different owners. So we have to own both sides, right? So we're gonna incorporate all of those, hopefully, all the islands that you see there. And we'll be able to get rid of all the illegal uses that you see. We will be able to clean up the entrance into the city of Whittier. I've said this many, many times before, off of Whittier Boulevard in the 605. I know all of you, when you send your friends and family to Whittier, you have them get off at Beverly. Shame on you for doing that. You won't have to do that anymore. We're gonna work closely with Caltrans to clean up our on and off ramps, right? I always wonder why the on and off ramps in Orange County look so much better than they do in LA County, right? When you go to Disneyland down the 5, why is that, right? There's no reason for our on ramps and off ramps to not look the same, if not better. So we're working closely there. We've gone through a full branding initiative. Again, first time in this community's history, and so we can share more with you on our website, but you see the W on top there, that's probably what that's gonna look like at some point. We're gonna have that all over the place. There's a story behind that. I know it looks like, oh, that's just a W with a certain font. No, there's a whole bunch that comes in behind that. I need you all today, if you do one thing, please pull out your smartphones and download our app. I ask you, please do that. Even if you never use it. It's the most incredible piece of technology that we've ever implemented here in Whittier. You can do everything on this app. You can watch a council meeting if you so choose. You can report graffiti. You can report a tire in the road, a pothole, by a click, 2 clicks, click. You will immediately get a response back on resolution, timing, and all of those things. It's amazing. So please download the app. That's it. 53 slides. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you ever need anything from the city, we're all here to help and support you. And we very, very much so appreciate you coming today and listening to us ramble on for the last couple hours. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation, Brian. One more big round of applause for Brian. Thank you so much to the police department, the library, and the Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Department for being with us today. City staff are here to answer any questions and provide information on the many resources available through the city and the multiple community events throughout Whittier. One more time, we'd like to recognize and thank Athens Services, Kaiser Permanente, Republic Services, Suburban Water Systems, Southern California Edison, MAP Property Management and Services, SoCal Gas Company, and the DoubleTree Hotel Whittier. Thank you again for attending, and we really hope you have a wonderful day.